Okay. All right. And good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining and happy holiday. I hope you are all enjoying your holiday. All right, Tomiwa, I hope you are enjoying your holiday. Wonderful day. Excuse me. Wonderful David. I hope you're also enjoying your holiday. Deborah, Fumilola, and Kehinde, Olani. I hope you are enjoying your holiday. Happy holiday. And thank you so much for joining again. As you know, right, this module is a compulsory module. And currently, we have 14 participants on YouTube, and we have just about 13 participants on Google Meet. Okay, please try to invite your friends so that they can join, because we're going to give you like a one bonus mark, for everyone that joins today's class. All right. And before I invite our Dr. Jiboye, I want to quickly correct something based on what I saw in your submission for the assignment. So what did I see? Number one is the way you all name your file. It's not traceable, right? You won't be able to trace it to your information. For example, your first name, your last name, even to your CAU email, right? If you look at what you submitted, you can see office workspace productivity, Ibrahim, Nabil, Ajayi, and I saw many of you gave your friends what you have done. You gave your friend what you have done, so that means that you are copying each other, right? You duplicated your friend's work as your own. This is not good enough, and this is violating the university policy. And we are going to punish you for that. As you can see, I have about 3 people, who copy somebody's work as theirs. Instead of you to take your time to reward the 2 videos that Dr. Ajiboye, did for you during the live stream, but most of you are lazy. You are not copying your friend's work, which is not good. Remember, plagiarism is a big offense in academic, and most of you, violated such TAU policy. As you know, that the VC will not be happy you did that, and we are going to punish you for that. But notwithstanding, of course, I've not informed Dr. Ajiboye, but this will cause a lot of headache, because it will not be easy to easily trace everybody's work, to their work based on what I can see here. As you can see, worship productivity, Ojo Ayomide, and it's not easy. So what we are planning to do now is you will refill the form. I will open the form again. You will refill it and only submit your original file. If you like, who else again? I think somebody, I don't want to mention the name, or give your friend again your copy. And in the metadata, we will note who is copying who. And both of you will reach your mark by 15. So that means that you only have 5 marks left. And that 5 marks left is what you judge by based on what you have done in the formatting and how you position your text, for this assignment. So what am I saying? Number one, you will refill the form again. Here is the first name, your last name, your TAU email, but in the file submission, this is how we want you to submit it. Your TAU email will be your file name, followed by the .docx, something like this. For example, let's say this is my email, Ezekiel Ogundepo at this.ng. Then you will now submit your file with this one here. Can you see? This is how I want you to do it. For example, I have this. This is my work that I have done. And you can see the something here. So this is how you submit it. Can you see? This is my file name. So that when we are grading you, what we do is to copy that your file name here and trace it to your information and then you'll be judged by that. So let me ask Dr. Ajiboye if that is a good deal. Dr. Ajiboye, is that a good deal, or you have found a way to grade it?
No. It's good, sir. We are good to
All
go.
right. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So once again, if you have not done this work, ensure that you submit your origin. This is an academic work. It's not a Coursera work or EDF's work. Okay? And the person grading you is a doctor. You know what it means to have a PhD in Nigeria, right? So it's going to grade you by the standard TAU principle. And if we notice you are copying each other, all of you will score 0. In fact, we grade you with negative. For example, you can say -20. So that means that in your capstone project that is left with just 80 marks, we will -20 from it, making 60. So that is it. I hope you understand it. All right. Thank you very much. Dr. Ajiboye, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for that. And I think, despite that we have some infractions from some people, I opened some documents and sincerely, some did some. In fact, there was one I randomly opened some files, and I don't know if let me mention this name. I don't know if Ogbonewo Oyin Consola, I don't know if he or she is on the call right now. You did a very fantastic work. Very, very. In fact, almost everything we did in the class, he or she replicated same and gave us a very good document. In fact, she did the, what's it called, cross-referencing, list of tables, list of figures, very good table of content, preliminary pages, landscaping, title page, everything, or cover page. That's a very good one. I know I've not been able to open every other ones, but at least that's commendable. Yes, very commendable. Other ones I opened, in fact, some were just as you said, copy and paste, no formatting, hook, line, and sinker, no justification. In fact, well, you have another opportunity to rewrite your name on a golden tablet. All right, so good morning, everyone. You are welcome to today's class. I believe you enjoyed your Christmas. You ate good meat, turkey, whatever the case may be. If you can hear me, can you please give me your best emoji? Let me be sure you can all hear me. All right, good. So can you remind me some of the things, your take home from the last two classes we had last week? Your take home, what did you gain? What have you been able to practice? I'm waiting to read your responses on the chat box from the last two classes we had in our word or office productivity. What were the new things you knew or you gained during the class? While doing your assignments, what were the things you were able to use that you couldn't use before? Anybody? Can't see anyone yet. Okay, good. List of tables. List of tables. Excellent. List of tables and figures. Lasumbo. Table of contents, how to page properly. I was able to learn page and section break very well. Good. Okay. Just a moment. Okay, how to page properly. All right. I'm trying to see what others on the YouTube are saying. Formatting, good. How to do cross-referencing, layout, cover page, list of tables, spacing, cross-reference, section break.
All right, excellent. That's a good one. And we are going to be moving a bit away from that this morning. The reason why you were given that assignment is to be able to, of course, maximize your learning and also practice as well. So today we are moving from documents to presentations. As you know that definitely, just a moment, when you are done with all your write-ups, when you are done with all the research, when you are done with everything, which may take you several years to do, one important aspect is the fact that you have to be able to simplify whatsoever you have found out into points that you can easily deliver in a few minutes. And so presentation comes to play in that. So Google Slide is Google Cloud-based alternative for Microsoft PowerPoint. I know majority of you may be familiar with Microsoft PowerPoint, just like you have MS Word and you have Google Doc as an alternative to that. You also have Microsoft PowerPoint, and you have your Google Slide as also an alternative. And the beautiful thing is also that you can as well work on your Microsoft PowerPoint and bring it into your Google Slide or Google Workspace. Likewise, you can as well prepare your slide on your Google Workspace using your Google Slide, and as well save and stay open using your Microsoft PowerPoint. So it allows you to create professional presentations. It allows you to also collaborate real time, and as well present directly from your browser without having to install anything. So you have very impactful slides without stress. And at the same time, just like we did for Google Doc, can have a number of people shared. I mean, you have your slide shared with a number of people. Number of people can work on the same slide real time, even when they're in different places. So it also enhances collaboration. And it's free, as you may think of it. It's free, web-based. You can use it for lectures. You can use it to present your project. Like some of you have gone for student industrial work experience scheme. You will know that some of you use maybe 3, 4, 6 or a year. I mean 6 months or a year. And you will then be asked to come and present some of the things you have learned there. So it's important that you know how to present your work. Very, very important. Now, if you look at some of the slides you are seeing now, you see that even though I'm saying a lot, quite a number of things I'm saying is to buttress the point you are seeing on your screen. So while presenting or while preparing presentations slides, it's important that you keep some things in mind, which I'm going to speak to very, very soon. So I said it is free. You can use it to present your project, present your defenses, your seminars, conferences, even pitch your businesses. Yes, because it is cloud-based, so your work is automatically saved and accessible anywhere. So you can work on it anywhere. You don't have to even carry all your gadgets from Lagos to Abuja. If you have to travel, all you just need to is have a space where you can access the internet whenever you get to where you're going. And of course, sign into your Google account and you'll be able to access the same slide you worked on as in some other locations. So, and you can also access it through your smartphone. Yes, just like you have Google Sheets on your smartphone, you can download it either through your maybe your Apple or your Play Store. You also have most of the Google Workspace tools. You can also have them downloaded on your smartphone, and so you can easily access them to your smartphone. So now let's see the core features for those who have also signed up for the paid version or you're using the trial version, you can also have what we call the AI integration. For example, your Gemini can be integrated so you can easily input some prompts to make you be able to get in some points you can use to prepare your slide or to generate the slide from prompts or summarize content. For example, you have a whole lot of content like 10 pages or 20 pages document or 30 pages document like the one you created in your last assignment. You want to turn them to a presentation, you can upload it and of course give the prompt to your generative AI to tell you, okay, I want to do a presentation on this social topic. Give me some slides or points I can use to prepare my PowerPoint. Sometimes we even have tools that can help you do that, prepare the PowerPoint straight off. So it also includes some built-in libraries like your themes, transitions. We explore all of that by the time we go into the practical session in a jiffy. Transition, animations, pre-formatted content, and different other sections like that. And like I said, you can open edited Microsoft PowerPoint also on your slide, or you can as well export your Google slide and save it in PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint format. And you can easily access it also without internet on your desktop. You can as well save it as a PDF or as image in PNG. So all of that is possible. You can even convert it to videos. Yes, you can also convert your PowerPoint to videos for those who may be interested in that. So how do we get started? How do we go about that? You can access your Google slide by going to slides.new or just go to the three dots. I hope you can all see my screen. Yes. Or you go to the three dots on the moment you sign into your Gmail. Let me see. I think I have my Gmail signed in. I mean, your 9 dots. Your 9 dot towards your top right, shortly after your profile image. So if you click on that, you can see all the tools we have been describing. If you scroll a bit well, then you see slides, you can see sheets, docs, slides.
We cannot see it, sir.
You
We
just
cannot see
click
it.
slide new.
Hello, sir.
All right. So we
Hello,
will
sir.
do that in a jiffy. So you can create new files instantly. You can then choose from different templates. You can choose from different templates from the available templates you have when you click on your slides. Then you can start editing the menus, inserting the words, putting the necessary images, videos, charts. You know, if you have charts on a Google Sheet that you have prepared already, you can, of course, bring it in directly into your slides. And you can as well present by clicking the slideshow. We do all of that very soon. And of course, you can share and collaborate and also manage histories. What do we mean? After you are done with your presentation, let's imagine I gave you an assignment and I said you should prepare a slide that I'll be using in a conference. And after you are done doing that, you want me to see and be able to edit. So remember the share and collaborate option we dealt with using Google Doc. So you can click on share, then put my email address, my Gmail address, and a notification will be sent to my Gmail that a file has been shared with me. And so I can open it as well. So depending on the permission option you gave me, so if it is to view, that means I can only view. If it is comment, I can only make comment. But if it is that I can edit, then I can as well edit the document and make necessary corrections. And you also will see the number of corrections I'm making from your hand. And you can manage versions and histories. What do we mean by that? If, let's say, you worked on it on Saturday, We worked on it on Monday last week and yesterday, Sunday. And so today now, one of your supervisors now said, no, this version you did on Sunday, you have done the wrong thing. Can you please revert to the version you had the last time, let's say last week, Monday? Easily you can just click on your managed versions and scroll to where you have that which was edited Monday and restore that version. And of course, you all will then have access to it. So, okay, let's go to the practicality of this. Okay, so like I said, click your 9 dot if you are with me. If you are with me, can you please give me a yes? You are with me. You can see my screen. Give me a yes. Somebody is saying, I can't see your screen, but I have a confirmation that my screen is up. So what is happening? Confirm to me. Can you see my screen? Give me a yes if you are with me. Can you see? Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Okay. So everyone can see my screen. All right. So I'm going to present my entire screen so that you can relate with what I'm trying to do now. Entire screen. Good. So this is, let me start from here. So after signing in on your Gmail, so you can come in through this 9 dots to your top left. There's a 9 dot to your top left. So when you click on that 9 dots to your top left, then of course you scroll. I'm sure you have dealt with Google Sheet. We have dealt with Google Docs. Now we want to deal with slides, Google Slides. So I click on Slides, and of course it will load. To load the slides afresh. And while it's doing that, you are going to see why that is still loading. It's going to come up with something that looks like this. So this is the first default interface you are going to see. You have blank presentations, then you have some other templates in the gallery. So if you want more templates, you can come to where you have template gallery, and of course on that. What the template is saying is that you have a already pre-designed format for maybe what you want to present, something that looks like wedding or photo album, or you have a big idea. If you click the template, you see many other options. The kind of presentation you want to do is, of course, a portfolio or a recite book. So you have options to click from the template. Sorry about that. So you have options to click from. You are a business person that is working with consultants. You have consulting proposal, pitch, status report, consulting, professional profile. You have quite a number of them. Education. So, but for you just want to prepare something fresh, and for the purpose of this training, we're going to click on now. And perhaps if you have been using it before, if you have been using your slides before, some of the slides you have opened, the presentations you have opened in recent times, you also see them at the first page like this. Like you can see some of mine, and the last time I opened each of them. So this was opened, I think, yesterday, yeah. So this was also yesterday. Then this was December 22. So these are some of the ones I have opened before in time past, 2021 and so on and so forth. So, but now we want to create a new slide. So we're going to click, and you can as well move from here to any of the tools. If you click on this, there's a 3-bar to the left of your slides. That's top left. There's a 3-bar here. If you click on it, you can easily move from here to other Google Workspace tools. Like you can see here, you have your slides, you have your doc, you have your vid, which is for videos, you have your forms. you have your forms. So you can as well move from here to there. So blank presentation, we are going to start with that. And please, I need you to pay attention because everything we are going to be saying is very, very important if you are going to have a very beautiful presentation. As you know, unlike a Word document, where all of what you have in mind can be typed and written out, in this case, that is why it is called PowerPoint in Microsoft terms. That's why it is called PowerPoint. You don't have too much words on it. If you look at the presentation I just made on Google Slide just now, you can see there are not too many words. What is important, they are the points that you are going to be speaking to whenever you are making your presentation. That is why it is called PowerPoint when it comes to office productivity. So I've been in a presentation where some people were presenting and all the slides, just jam-packed with words. And one of the lecturers, we always say, this is no longer PowerPoint. This is now WordPoint, because you are filled everywhere with words. And that is not too good for a very good presentation. So it's important that only the points that will make you remember what you intend to say, while presenting that work to your audience. Because audience is very, very important. You must be able to grab the attention of your audience while doing any presentation. So it is important that less word, perhaps more images, just point, that will drive home what you are trying to present. But of course, this is the interface you have there. And the first ribbon you have there is your file. I believe you are familiar with that already. Files, then after that you have edit, then you have view, insert, format, slide, arrange, tools, extension, and help. But before you do anything, one important thing you must do first is to title your presentation, because the title you put in there is what is going to be saved with in your Google Drive. So let's call this presentation Word Productivity. Word Productivity. So you can see, what did I do? I come to my top left corner where it was, where what you had there was untitled presentation before, and I'm changing it to Word Product. Sorry, did I say Word? Let's call it Slide Productivity. Let's just put it that way. Slide Productivity. All right. So immediately I did that, you can see it's telling me saved to my drive. And to the right of it, it's telling me that, do I want to move this slide to a particular folder? So what you are seeing here is telling you move. That's if you have, let's say you already created a folder. Don't worry, we'll still talk about Google Drive. You already created a folder in your Google Drive. You don't just want this particular slide or presentation to live follow within your Google Drive. So you can click on this move, and it will load all the folders available in your drive. And so it will first of all bring out some current locations or suggested locations for you. If the drive, or the folder you want to put this in is not here, you can click all locations, and it will load all available locations on your drive. And then you can then click, let's say I want to put it on, let me see, I want to put it on one of these folders. So all I just need to do is move my mouse towards that folder, then click on the move. So the moment I click on move, it will move that slide to that folder. So it means when I'm looking for that slide next, I can easily find it inside that folder I've just moved it into. All right, so let's look at what each of these things will do. Of course, you can see your file ribbon, and the first option you have there is new. Of course, that's if you want to create, the first option you are seeing there is new. That's if you want to create a new presentation, or you want to pick from the available template I've shown you earlier. And the next is perhaps you want to open a slide already inside your drive. So if I click this now, it's going to take me back to my drive, telling me perhaps I want to open a slide that I had already saved or that I had in my drive before. So I'll just scroll and click any of it, and it will open that up for me. But of course, that's not what we want to do now. So that's for open. Then the next thing you are seeing there is saying, the next thing is saying import slides. So for example, if you already had a slide prepared on your computer using your Microsoft PowerPoint, you can import it into your Google slide as well. So all you just need to do is click on it, and it will ask you, where do you want to import? So do you want to import from the ones on the drive, or you want to import from your you want to upload from your computer? So if you want to upload from the computer, just click upload, and you can browse easily from here, or you just go to where the folder is and drag it into this particular space. But I have clicked on browse, so it will open up my computer, and then it will browse some of the PowerPoint presentations available in the folder I've selected, and I can easily click any of it, and it will import it into my Google slide. But we are creating one from the scratch. I'm just trying to explain what each of them will do. So you can as well make a copy. For example, you are done presenting this, you are done preparing this slide. You want to duplicate it, or you want to make a copy. You can make the copy of the entire presentation, or you select some pages that you want to copy. Then, like I said, very, very important, you use this same share is as well as the same as the one you have on your top right hand, where you have share too. So we'll talk about that later. You can as well email the file to a particular recipient. You can download. You can see the various options you have in downloads. You can see download it as Microsoft PowerPoint. That's if you want to open it on your computer using the Microsoft PowerPoint, or ODB document, or PDF, or JPEG, or PNG. Those are images. So you can see it's a new option just made available. I tried exploring it yesterday, and it was fantastic. You can even use voiceover on it and enjoy the presentation. You can rename the file. We have done that. All right. You can as well delete by moving it to trash, but you must be careful while doing that. All right. So by the time we start working, some of the options on your edit will open up. We show something. So you can also have view. In the view mode, you can either do a slideshow. Slideshow means you are ready to present. Okay, let's start by doing something. This is the first thing you have here. This is the default, like the title page. You want to add a title. What do you do? Somebody should give me a title for this that we want to do. Anywhere, either on YouTube or on the Google Meet. All right, somebody should give me a title. Are you there? Are you there? I want to be sure you are here. Give me a title for the work. Just anybody, we can work with. Anyone who's there, who's there, who's there. Are you guys with me at all? Nobody's. Data science class. That's interesting. Data science class. So let's use data science class. Data science class. So that's the type of presentation, and perhaps let's just imagine just have my name there as the presenter or subtitle or whatsoever, Clement O. Adiboye. Now, that's just my title page, and not too much things. If you want to put the logo of your university, you can insert it, no problem with that. And If you want to work with any template, like I was saying, you can just select any of the, you observe that immediately I open Office Productivity. I'm just seeing some of the, it means you guys are hearing me late. All right, so let's work with data science class. So you can as well use, if you don't want to go through the rigor of designing yourself, there are a lot of templates that have been made available for you by Google. So you can click on them and it will load them up for you. Like this now, you can see, if I decide I am doing something, marketing, plan, presentation, I can, let me come here and do that so that I can return back to that to continue what we were editing. Okay, I want to show you if I have to pick from a template, one of the templates, so that you see how it will load up and you can then continue your editing. Let me pick that one that has to do with marketing. So I click on that and it's telling me it has 6 slides, right? Or 6 boxes or whatsoever. So this is the template for that. If I want them all, I can just say insert all slides. I've clicked that. I think it's still loading. So while it is loading, it's loading. Aha. So it has loaded successfully. So you can see the moment you use a template, what it's saying is that you are working with already designed template for the particular thing you are intending to do. So all you just need to do is be changing everything, be editing each of them separately, you can see. But I would prefer to start from the scratch than having to delete a bit, and because at each of the pages, definitely you have to be doing 1 or 2 editing. So let's go back to where we started from the scratch. So what next are we expected to do if this is our title page and we are done doing that? You can, of course, put on the next slide. So you can add a new slide. What did I do? I came here to slides. And under slide, you can see new slide. Right. And if you don't want the slide the way it is, you can see the new slide is already showing me that, okay, I should add a title and add text. If you feel that this is not fitting well to what you want to do, let's say you want to make a comparison and you feel this particular slide will not do that, you can still come to that slide option and come to apply layout. So if you get to apply layout, you can see different kinds of available layouts that you can use for your next slide. For example, if you look at the arrow to the right, you can see different layouts, the one with only title slides, the one with section header, the one with title and body, the one with title and 2 columns. So if you want to make comparison, for instance, you can rather choose one that has a title and 2 different columns. So you can add text to the one on the right, or images, and as well to the one on the left. So let's quickly do something. Let's add something. I'm seeing effect of, okay, our main title says data science class. And I'm afraid because I'm not a computer guru. So those of you who gave me options for data science, what are the other sub-team we can have under data science? I think it's better we use something that I'm familiar with. So let me just come back here and change it to natural products. Agree with me on that, please. Natural products. So then here, I can say, now it's important, let me quickly say this, that when you are preparing your slides too, slide arrangement is very, very important. Your first slide should be your title slide. Your first slide should be your title slide. We should have the title of the presentation and perhaps the name of the presenter. and any other information about the affiliation of the presenter. What I mean by affiliation for you, for instance, now, maybe customers at the university, you know, something like that. Now, the next slide, ideally, can be a slide that gives us like what we call the outline of your presentation. What do we mean by outline? Some will say synopsis. An outline is like that which will give us a, like your table of content. Very good. Like your table of content. So you can have something like a title and a body, like this, title and body. So which will now be, we can call that outline of presentation. And your outline, of course, you have an introduction. Let's take, for instance, you are presenting your project work. You have an introduction, then should from introduction move to probably, let's call that maybe justification, or aim, justification, then let's say aim and objectives. Then, of course, your methodology or materials and the methods. Then, of course, let's say your results and the discussion or discussions. Then, of course, your conclusion or contribution to knowledge or summary or whatever the case may be, then references. So your slide should have, for a very good presentation, you're expected to have something like this. But if you look at it the way it is, it's not looking beautiful. That's why your knowledge and understanding of formatting also still comes to play. Yeah, because ideally you can decide to have it this way, or you can decide to have it well formatted so that whoever is looking at your presentation will see that you have done a very good work trying to do that. One thing is very, very important. Whatsoever you are doing, please be consistent. Whatsoever you are doing to the title of all the pages, all the slides, do it evenly to every other slide. Whatsoever you are doing to one slide, ensure it is done to the other. So what I will do naturally to this is to, of course, insert or put what we call bullet. Yes. So if you come to formats, there are quite a number of things you can do. So you can decide to bold, you can decide to bold the, you can decide to bold the text. So when you come to format, you see bold, you see text. And you can see bold, italic, size, color. So you can decide to click bold so that it will look bolding. Then also, let's do one more thing. You can as well decide to increase the font size, either by pressing Ctrl+Shift+ or just clicking on increase the way I've just done. So if you look at the text options, you see slides, you see bold, you see size, you see color. You can decide to change the color, but beware of color because there are some people that are color blind. You know, color blindness is, so if you are, the color you are using must be a color that will be able to show clearly by the time you are doing your presentation. So be wary of that aspect. Now, another thing I wanted to do is that I wanted to put bullets on that list. I mean, on that. So look at anyone that you feel is good and interesting. So, and introduce your bulletin to make it look a bit beautiful. So after doing that, you can still increase the font size. Remember, to do that, just press Ctrl+Shift+. So when you highlight all, then press Ctrl+Shift and you can do your arrow, your arrow, I mean, greater than, that's what I mean by arrow forward. So it will increase the it will increase the font size evenly. Okay, good. So you are done with that. But look at this, our outline. It's not looking beautiful as far as I'm concerned. So you can as well Control B. All the control you are familiar with, you can apply it instead of always coming to format and be clicking italics. You can still use your Control I for italics, Control B for bold, Control U for underlining. So all of those shortcuts you are familiar with, they are still very, 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 very useful. So you are done with that. So it then means that all of your slides must follow this order. So it means our next slide should be a slide that is telling us about the introduction. Introduction to what? Introduction to. So of course, you click, come to slides and new slide. If you want to use any applied layout, come to layout and click on any one that is fitting with you. And of course, you have it there. I didn't click that. New slide. Sorry, new slide. Yeah. Then layout. All right. So it means the title for this now will be introduction. Remember, I told you points. You need to make sure your PowerPoint is point driven indeed. So instead of having too much word, have images to describe what you are describing. So you can just give the definition of what's it called? Of natural products. You know, any natural, any compound or substances obtained from natural sources. And always use your bullet to differentiate or move from one point to another point. So then you can then have another one that talks about the sources, maybe marine, plants, what's it called? Fungi or microbes. Let's use microbes, etc. So now, this is all I want to have on this slide. But you can see that I still have quite a number of space to the right of my slide. So I can just impute some images. You can just come, insert image. How do you insert image? Come to insert, right? When you get to insert, you see image, you see text box, you see shape. So you can insert image directly, either by uploading from your computer or from your drive. What do you mean by from your drive? From your drive, if you have it already inside your Google Drive. So if you have it on your computer, you can also click computer and you upload it directly into that slide, or by using a particular URL. So that means you have to have the link to that URL. But for now, let's see if I can upload from my computer. I will just upload something and put it to the right of that. So let's imagine, okay, let's imagine I'm using this. So I've clicked on that and it's loading. Good. So you have it there. Just imagine this is what we are trying to do. You can expand it further by clicking. Now, when you are expanding, take note, be wary, avoid using this particular bar on the middle. It's always better to expand using your diagonal, I mean the last vertex to the top or the left, and draw it diagonally. That will give it even expansion. I mean, it will give your image even expansion, such that it will not be looking as if the head is bigger than the tail. So let me close this template so that you can see my screen well. All right. So you can see I've added an image to that. And perhaps I don't like the way this is. Always remember, you can do your editing, Control B, Control Shift, your greater than sign will give you an expansion. You can move it a bit up if you want, and don't forget to always introduce your bullets, most especially to the listings you have or to the point you are making. How do you do that? Come to Format, and you see under bullet and numbering. If it is numbering you want to do, that means you want to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Then as well do that. But bullet will be a very good and appropriate one. So you can have it like that. And let's just use that as a prototype. So, and you can, if you are done with that slide, or you still want to add more things, and you can still do that. But don't forget, one of your goals is that whenever you are preparing your slide, you want your audience to be able to see what you have on your slide clearly. So it's important you always increase the font, make sure it is big enough so that by the time you start displaying, you will not be straining their eyes to see what you are trying to give. So it is important you note that. Maximize your slide space very well. What do I mean? Before I started expanding, the words were very small, very minute, and at the same time, I have too many spaces within this particular slide I'm on. So it's important that you maximize the space on the slide. As much as you are not putting in too much words, you as well maximize. What I mean by maximize, make sure there are not too much vacant space that is not communicating anything in your slide. So let's move to the next. So let's imagine you have justification, which should be the next. You can as well, if you still want to use the same template, good. This same template you already have in slide 3. You can as well still use it. Just right-click on slide 3. When you do that, you have a lot of options coming up. Then under it, you can see duplicate slide. Duplicate slide. So you can duplicate the slide, and it will duplicate it to the next slide, and that's what you can see there. And so you can come here and change it quickly again, instead of always doing the editing you have been doing since, and just put justification, right? And whatsoever you have in justification, modern drugs, post economic instability, and difficult to assess by locals, right? That's a very good point there. They have justifying the need for exploring compounds from natural sources to treat diseases, something like that. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to give a justification to why natural product is good. You get that? So I can put another image there that is also telling or saying the story I'm trying to portray. I can put the image of some local people who are dying of access to modern drugs because of the poverty whatsoever they have in the environment. I've completed that as well. Then, of course, the next, maybe aim and objectives, you can as well have that. And that's the way you will keep doing and editing your aim and objectives. So, of course, if you say aim, the aim should be short and straightforward. Your objective could be a number of maybe 2, 3, or 4, 5 things you want to achieve. You also have that within that space. And the next, gradually like that, you keep doing your PowerPoint. So to save more time, let's work with the few ones we have done. That's where you keep doing it till you're able to get to your references. But there are still quite a number of things you can do on each of the slides. And that's what I want us to quickly look at now. For example, you can insert tables. You can insert, I'll show you how to insert image. You can insert charts. So let's take, for instance, you have a chart on a Google Sheet. Let me go to a slide. Let's imagine I want to insert a chart here. So just come to insert. Then, okay, let me insert a table first. Let's insert a table first. So you come to insert. Then under that, you have a table. Then you can then come to, there's an arrow in front of your table. Come click. Remember the same way we did it when we were doing our word productivity, right? So you click the number of rows and the number of columns you want to achieve. And of course, you have it there. That's the table there. So, and you can then type in whatsoever information you want to have on that table, and you are good to go. Of course, always remember to have an header, because of course the first row should be your header. The first row should be your header. So, and then every other information you want to add. You can adjust the table to fit into what you want to include. And if you have mistakenly put some columns or some boxes, you can still delete. Just click on the delete till it shows this, there's a plus sign that's having like 4 arrows. When it shows that, you can safely delete by just clicking backspace or delete. And you can see the 4 arrows. So it's saying that I want to click the entire box where that is, and you click delete. So I can easily have my table well fitted. And as well, you can expand the table. You can see, can expand the table. Now, one important thing is that whatsoever you are doing must not pass this. You can see there is a white space where you have your grid lines. There's a white space. That's where everything you will be doing on your slide must be in. The moment you expand beyond that space, it's not going to display on your screen. Let me quickly do that for you to see. Now, remember, I've not passed that white bar or white border. Now, I've not passed it. So if I do a slideshow, it's going to show me everything I have under my table, as you can see. Now, but if I passed it, let me do a situation where I have it expanded away from that white bar. I want all, let me even make sure everything. Okay, good. So let's imagine you have something that looks like this. So I'm going to put some words, productivity, and I want you to see what is going to happen. Productivity. So what you can see is that my table has, been expanded away from the white, like a whiteboard or white space made available for you on your Google Sheet. So what you see is that this from C to Y will be cut off because I've expanded it beyond the reach. And so if I do a slideshow now, I will only see product, as you can see there. So it means I've expanded it beyond the available space that can be shown during my slideshow. So you must be careful when you are doing your editing on your Google slide. If you are still with me in class, can you please give me your best emoji? You are still with me. Give me your best emoji. You are still with me. You are still with me. You are still with me. There's no way you can run away from this. You are still with me. Give me your best emoji. You are still with me. All right. Good one at that. Good one at that. Good one. Good one. All right. So, okay. So, all right. So we are still in order. So that's how you insert your table. If you want to insert, let's say you want to insert a figure. Sorry, we have inserted figure. You want to insert is a chart. Remember, I don't have a already prepared chart now, but this is what you will do. if you want to insert a chart. So let's imagine we have a new slide. So, and we want to insert a new chart here. What do? You come to insert. And instead of table, you come to chart. Now you can either insert directly, right? Or you come from your sheet. If you have it, I mean the chart already inside your Google Sheet. So if you are using that option, you click from Google Sheet. And one advantage this we have for you, so you can click any of the sheets that has a chart. I am not sure I have any document or any sheet with a chart here. The one I have will be very, very far away. So if you click anyone without a chart, it will tell you already that this sheet doesn't have a chart. If I click on it and I click insert, it will say this spreadsheet has no chart. So, but if you want to also do directly, one thing you can do is that so one thing you can also do is that you come to the insert and of course under your sorry, okay, under your chart you can click if it's a bar chart you want to put, or you want to include a pie chart. I think I should have clicked that, but if you want to include a bar chart, and one beautiful thing if you are inputting your chart from your Google Sheet is that whenever you make effect the correction also, I mean the new chart on your slide automatically. That's one beautiful thing. You can enjoy doing that. All right. Okay, just give me like a few minutes. Just give me like 2 or 3 minutes. Dr. Ezekiel, please help me and do.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ajiboye. All right. Based on the assignment given, right? Most of you just submitted the key, and while you were submitting,
All right.
there was a particular error, right?
Okay.
Okay. Are you
All
back,
right, you are
sir?
still with me. Can you please give me a yes? I want to be sure. Can you please give me a yes? You are still with me. We are trying to do our slide, and I want to be sure we are still together on this same page. Give me a yes, yes. I'm seeing few yeses. What is happening? Out of 45, I can only see, okay, you're coming in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So let's get at it. So we have been able to input charts, input figures, insert figures, insert tables. What other thing can you do under your insert options? What other thing can you do under your insert options? Just a moment, I'm trying to. Sorry, I'm trying to sort some. power options for me. Yeah. All right, I think I'm in order now. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that. So, as I was saying, what other thing can we do under our insert options? You can insert audios and videos. Then there's what we call animation. Animation. Now, I don't know, for some of you who are in probably arts, you might have seen a presentation where you can see some things flying in, flying out, putting emphasis. All of these things you can as well do while also preparing your slides. So now, if you look at, and there are quite a number of ways you can do them. So either you come through your insert options, or you also come through your arrange. So, sorry, my laptop is trying, it's not responding well. So let me just, so what do I mean? For example, if you look at your introduction slide, you observe that you have the title, then of course you have where we have the information we want to present and the image. For example, while you are doing your display, you may want only where you have this information displayed first, and after a click, then you want your image to also come in. So you can do that arrangement as well on your slide. How do we do that? Now, if you come to insert, sorry, I'm trying to, if you come to insert, while I click on that particular box, you can see animation. Animation. So if you click on animation, let's see what is going to happen. It brings up some pop-up to your right. Some pop-up to your right. Yes. So under that, you can see slide transition. What this is saying is that if you are in a previous slide, how do you want the next slide to come in? You know, there are some that you have a kind of, okay, let me show you what I'm saying. You know, it's non-selected. If you click on that arrow, you can have some kind of options from none to dissolve, to fade, to slide from right. Each of them has what they do. So let's imagine I click slide from right. It's not asking me, do I only want to apply it to this slide alone or all the slide? Please be wary of doing this in some units or in some aspects of courses. They don't like seeing all of this, you know, but definitely in some other presentations, it also makes the work beautiful. So what will this do? If I do apply to all slides, what is going to happen is that this I've just done, whenever I open all my slide, it is slide from the right. So before I do that apply, I first of all do a slideshow for you to see how each of the slide will move from one page to the other. So before I do the apply. And as well, you can as well do object animation. What do we mean by object animation? You can select any of this and give it a special animation. How do you want this to appear when you click it or when you are leaving the page? So you can add animation. What will that do? You just want it to fly out from the bottom. That's if it is disappearing. This one now, we just want it to, sorry. Let me pick a very good one that you're, let me pick Spain. So what will this do? It means that when you click, it's going to do a kind of spiral, a kind of spinning. Let me click on play. Can you see? By the time I do a click to the next slide, let me come from the previous slide first. Just look at my screen. So you can see it slides in from the right to the left, telling you that I have applied a motion or an animation on that particular slide. How will you know which slide you have applied animation? Look at where you have the number of slides you have on your left, extreme left. You have slide 3. You can see something that looks like a circle, black circle around it, telling you an animation has been applied on that particular slide. And of course, on clicking, you can see that was when the other one appeared. So if I want to apply, so you can see on clicking the spiral spin I put, you can see sometimes it makes the work, well, for somebody like me, it makes it look like an artistic work. You know, in my feed, we don't usually encourage that, but you could be in a feed where that is not definitely a problem. So you can as well apply it to the image as well. You want it to, the way you want it to appear is such that by the time you click on it, it will, let's say, zoom out or zoom in. Then how do you want it? Is it when you click or immediately after the previous section? I want it when I click. I can click OK. So now, what will that do? Let me just leave that at only slide 3, where you have introduction. So that's about animation and other formatting there. What else? Okay, we have talked about this. Now, you can as well do some other formatting on your slides. What I've just taught you now is also the same thing as what you have here on that slide as transition. It's still the same thing. So please don't, sometimes you have it duplicated in several places. They are still doing the same work. You can as well change the background. Let's say you don't like this white background. You want your own background. Remember, we didn't pick any of the templates. We started from the scratch. But perhaps you want a particular background, let's say a colored background like a black or a blue or a color that is a bit faint, you know, you can apply it. Or you want to choose an image, right? You want an image to be on the background. So you can just click done. You can see, what have I done? I've added a background. And is it looking beautiful? If it's looking beautiful, say yes. If it is not, say no. Look at what I just did. I applied a background to my slide 3. Is it looking beautiful to you? Yes or no? That's how we know you are still in class. I just did apply. It's looking beautiful. Thank you. In fact, when I saw it, I also saw it look beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. So you can see, you can try out quite a number of things. So you can decide to apply that background. And of course, when you are choosing color, don't forget some are color blind. So please, some are color blind. Don't forget some are color blind. So choose a color that will be, you know, that will at least communicate what you are saying per eye. And you can see, I don't even need necessarily to come to slide to be able to see that background. Yeah, it's also here, right on my on the page in front of me. You can see background layout. So there are some of these functions that have been placed there for you to be easily accessible for you to see. You can see your layout here too, and of course the themes. Now, what will this theme do? Good. This theme, you can as well, is already made theme that if you click on it, it can change the entire configuration of your slides. So let me explore some, though I will revert back. So if you apply that theme, like you can see, everything has changed, right? Everything has changed from the beginning to the end. So you must be careful of when you are picking a particular theme. The only one that didn't change is the one I have decided to edit myself and put a background that I wanted. So You can see if you click on Teams, you have your Teams there. You can click on any of them if that is what you feel you are going to use. But always know that the moment you click on the team, it changes the face of the entire presentation. So I think I would prefer to revert to where I started from, which is, of course, the ones which is simple light. All right, what else do you need to know here? Okay, I think we are in order. We are in order. So one important thing I've said is that your slide must have your title page, then your outlines. Then, of course, the outlines will now tell you how many or the number of slides you are going to have. But keep it as much as possible, only the point, more figures than words. It is PowerPoint. It gives power. It must be able to portray the power in your presentation. And the essence of it is that the moment you see the point, you already know what you want to say. The point you are seeing on the screen is just making you remember what you intend to say during that presentation. Make sure your presentation is not too clumsy. Make sure it's well spaced with very, very good images, as the case may be. And of course, while presenting, it is important you put your audience in mind. Do everything as much as possible to carry your audience along. One evil thing, I call it evil because most students used to do it and sometimes they don't know it's very wrong. One thing is that as much as possible, don't read your slide. As much as possible. Your slide is just meant to be a guide as to what you want to present. Of course, when we say read, it's just like, imagine I want to present this now. I just said, good afternoon, my name is Clement Ajiboye. My presentation today is a natural product. My outline, introduction, justification, aim and objective, up to references, introduction, any compound obtained from natural sources, marine, plant, microbes. Imagine, you are just reading hook, line, and sinker. Then you should have just sent the slide without you coming, and we all will display it and be reading. It is important to know that each of the points on your slide is meant to make you remember what you want to present. So if I were you and I'm to present something like this, and I've said the title of my presentation is Natural Product, these are the outline of my presentations. Introduction. Compounds obtained or derived from natural sources are known as natural products. These natural sources could be obtained from plants, obtained from any living organisms, such as plants, marine, microbes, and you just give it some more words than you have in your slide. That is telling that you have mastered your slide, and you are saying, as you can see on the image on the right, the natural product can be subdivided into two, and you continue in that line. But of course, another thing you must know is that, remember we said you can present directly without having to download this. So what do? You come to slideshow. Slideshow is towards your top right, slideshow. So when you click on slideshow, what is going to happen? Slideshow. It's going to, of course, make your PowerPoint presentation in a presentation format. In a presentation format. And the moment you do that, you can then begin to click either tab or you click on the next, then you have your presentation going and you can be speaking directly to your slide as you do that. Now, look at from my title page and how it slides into the next page. You can see there is nothing serious happening there. But look at what is going to happen next. Look at what is going to happen next. Because of the animation we did the other time, look at what happened. You can see that. You can see that when it slides from my outline page, there was a sliding from the right to the left. That was the animation we gave it that time. And that is not all we did. We also said after the presentation, something should happen. You can see, we said these ones should fly out. And that was what just happened. But the irony is that I had to be doing a click because that was the command I gave it, that after each click. So you can see it flying out. And the next I also did, I said it should also do some kind of spiral. You can see, if you are in the midst of people who are not interested in all of these jargons, you discover that they will just be looking at you that what is this one doing? But of course, if you must do it at all, make it light. Don't allow it to be too much in your presentation. Then, of course, some of the other things we did. And don't always forget to put thank you for listening after each of your slides, after your references. What next are we expected to do from here? You're also expected to share this. That's where we talk about sharing and collaboration. So this same slide can be shared with anybody of interest. So come to share. And of course, just like we did for Google Doc, and you can type the email address of the person you want to share this with. So let's imagine I plan sharing it with my other Gmail. Okay, let me just use that. Then I click enter. And after that, of course, don't forget to always check the permission right. Is it a viewer? If it's somebody you just want to view the document, just click viewer. If it's somebody you just want to comment, click comment. If it's somebody that is a collaborator with you, both of you are preparing the slides together, definitely you have to click editor, such that the person can also edit the document. And of course, you click on send. You can type a message telling the person you have shared the document with him. One beautiful thing that is going to happen at that, okay, let me share with myself first so that you can see the message. I hope I'll be able to receive the message. I doubt it, but let me just try. Let me see. So if I'm able to do that, and I say FY for your information, sir, don't forget your email has to be polite and official, most especially the official things. So if I do that, it's telling me access has been updated. And I'm sure on my Gmail, I should have been sent a message already that I have been given access to see to that particular document. But let's just hope it will happen because it's the same Gmail. Yeah, good. So you can see presentation shared with you. I'm sure you all can see my Gmail. Presentation shared with you, slide productivity. So if I open it, I'll be able to edit it further. If you don't do that, the person will not be able to have access. It is important that you give such a person access to your document. All right, you have gained something. Now, one more thing before I leave that. Now you can see towards my profile on my Google slide, towards my profile, there is this AI, which is Gemini. Remember I told you, instead of all this stress, well, it's good you know the stress because laziness is not an option, and plagiarism or AI unethical use is also must be discouraged. So you can as well try Gemini. What will that do for you? Though I've not signed up for it, but you can sign, I think 14 days trials possible, or you make the necessary payment. So what will that do for you is that you can easily give it a prompt from which slides can be generated automatically, and then you can continue with the editing and necessary formatting. Very important. Now, one thing and one last thing I will also say is that for me personally, the usual editing you are familiar with, the editing I taught you in your Doc or Microsoft Word, I also apply it in my slides. Like you can see, the alignment for this particular document now is actually left aligned. So sometimes I also used to prefer formatting it well to ensure it aligned properly. So you come to align under format, come to align and indent, and I justify. So I love it justified. and I apply that same settings throughout my document. And from there, you have been able to know how to prepare your slides. And without further ado, I wouldn't know if there are questions. We are still going to one more thing today because we have to maximize this time. Any question? You are still with me? Yes, you are still with me. Say, yes, I am. You are still with me. You are still on this call. You have learned something today. Say yes, 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 yes. Yes, sir. Good, good. I can see that. I can see that. Beautiful. Okay. I think my people on Google Meet, you're always coming late. And I'm sure you are the first to hear me clearly. Are you sure you are actually here? All right. Obasa Kende, that's a good one. All right. Mary Okoyemi, Victor Aremu, Oluwagbemiro. Good one. Good one. Yes, you are. Excellent. All right. So that's about Google Slide. So you can see now, remember we said we can save. We can also save as Microsoft PowerPoint. So what do? We come to File. Under File, you come to Downloads. And you click on Microsoft PowerPoint. So that's if you want to save so that you can be able to open this same PowerPoint on your Microsoft PowerPoint, yes, software or application. So it has saved, and I can come to my downloads. Can come to my downloads and open it. So you are going to see. You can open it. Yeah, that's it there. So you open, and it will load up, and you can as well use it offline if you may wish. You can as well use it offline and start your presentation. Perhaps it's always good you do that too, in case you get to a place and the network is very bad, you couldn't access your drive, your Google Slide easily. So you can see it's loading, it will soon load, and we have it open. And one good thing that you can do on the Microsoft PowerPoint is that you can sectionalize it. Yes, and just like you can see on the one we did before. Good. So here you have it. You have it there. I can as well do your presentation. You have it there on your Microsoft PowerPoint, and all the formatting you have done is still well represented. You can see your 3 is still showing that you have an animation set on 3. So you can still do your slideshow, and without stress, you still have all your presentation made ready. So you can see the same thing that we did, well preserved, without stress, and you have them there. All right. So I believe with this now, using Google Slide will not be a problem for you going forward. So let's quickly do something. I have just about 20 minutes more, and I think I can still maximize that. Let us cover Google Form as well. What do we do in Google Form? Very, very important. Okay, yes, sir. All right. So what I believe, let me try and do a slideshow now. So now we move to data collection. So your Google Form is used for surveys, quizzes, registrations, feedbacks, and attendance. Like like what we just did over the weekend. Remember, all of you had to submit your assignment using the Google Form, and it was collated So we can know the number of people who submitted the assignment. We can, have some other information about their name. We can collate attendance and many other things. So for you as a final year student, you can also use your Google form to get feedback. Definitely. You can use it to create research questionnaires for those who are in education or those who want to get some data from audiences or from the public. Also cost evaluation or project data collection. Remember doing a project recently with someone and we had to collect some data. We did some few days. And I was telling her there's no how we can achieve this except we go digital. And thankfully, within few days, we're able to collect about 120 data. We need just about 70 or 80 anyways. So you can, because it is open, I mean, you can access it anywhere. So anybody anyway is cloud-based, unlike when you have questionnaire printed hard copy and you have to be looking for people to help you fill the form. So it's very, very important that you also know how to do that. So now, your core features is, of course, you have multiple question types. You have your multiple choice, like when you have A, B, C, D, remember that. So you have open-ended options. You have check boxes, drop downs, scale-based questions. Like you have seen questions like they will ask you to pick from 1 to 5, and if you strongly align or you strongly disagree, things like that, you can use that also from your Google form. And one beautiful thing is that you can also work simultaneously with team members, enabling real-time edit and update across projects. For example, the assignment you submitted, if not for, I think yesterday, when myself and Mr. Ezekiel saw, we had access to some of the things you submitted. Even though we're working in different locations, that's what I mean. We can have access to the same data collection and see what responses we have received. So real-time collaboration makes it very, very important. And one thing is also very important, you have automatic chat and summaries. Automatic chat and summaries. Can collect responses instantly and also export it to Google Sheet, for deeper analysis to be carried out while doing that. And this alone, you can see, we save time compared to manual data entry. So, and like I've said, you can use it in quiz, applications, data collections, feedback, assessment, or surveys in education, in businesses, personal use, event planning. Yes, I'm sure many of you have gone to events before where they say registration is compulsory. And the moment you click the link, it takes you to a Google form to register the guest and give you further information about the event, right? You can use it to collect business or customer feedback after you have gone for, let's say, end of the year party for a particular business owner. They want to get a feedback. They can quickly create some Google form and you fill. Or for pool, of course, you can also as well do that. Now, how do we go about that? We are going to be doing that in a jiffy, and I need you to pay utmost attention. It's very simple for you to do, very, very simple. Just go to forms.new, or by the same way we have been doing, to the 9 dots very close to your profile on your Gmail account. Scroll down, you see forms, and click on it. And you can as well access it anywhere, like we have said. So you create the form, starting from the blank, or use the templates you have. There are different templates you can see and the designs. Then you add your questions. By the time we get there, I will tell you the different question types and how to go about them. Customized design. You can adjust the themes, the colors, put image, visuals, share your form with others, monitor how many people have responded. You know, for example, like a training I'm having very soon, I'm seeing the number of people that have registered. You know, that will give me opportunity to be able to take decisions. If I needed 500 people to register and only just 100 have registered, I can use that Google Sheet to quickly see, oh, these are the number of people that have registered. It's better, let me shift this commencing period a bit forward so that I can have many other people to be given opportunity to register. So you can monitor your responses instantly and also do advanced data analysis. All right. If you are still with me and you want us to go to how to create form or using Google Form, can I have your yes? You are still with me. You want us to go straight now to how to create Google Form? Let me have your yes. 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 If you are tired, you want us to stop now, let me have your no. You are tired, you want us to stop now. All right. The yes have it. The yes have it. Okay, good. All right, so let's see how to do that. Don't forget, when you sign in through your Gmail, this 9 dot is where most of your Google productivity app lies. So here you can see forms. Forms. So I click on forms and it takes me to the default page. I hope I'm still sharing my entire screen. Oh, so sorry. I'm having some few no's, but the years have it. The years have it. I have more years than no. So I will try as much as possible to still try and maximize within the time so that we'll see what we can do. If we are not able to cover everything, we'll continue from our next class. So like as usual, you can see the template. Let's say you want to invite people for a party, you can click party event. It will take you automatically to simple information that you need for a party event. So let me right click on it and tell it to open. No, I'm not opening image. Okay, let me click on it. Right clicking seems not to be working. So you will see that it's going to give me just a prototype that you have already, you know, about information you may need for an event. So, but that's not what we want to do. We want to start ours afresh. So you click on blank form as usual. The ones you have opened recently, we also show under when you click on that. So blank form, from here to blank form, here to blank form, what do you see? So when you get to blank form, this is your default page. Very, very important. Give the form a title. Let's say World Productivity Attendance. Let's imagine this is not substituting your attendance for today. I believe it's been taken already at intervals. So, but we are going to use this as a prototype. So, did I still call it Word? Let's call it Google Productivity. Okay, so you can see immediately I changed the title. It appeared immediately here. And that is what is going to be showing. That is what is going to be showing on the title for everyone that we have access to that form. The next thing you are seeing is form description. It is important you give a little description of what this particular form is meant for. So let me just say attendance for online participants only. Is that okay? Just imagine If what you are doing is party, you can just say this is for the party of so person and so person, if you so wish. You can as well bold in it. So of course you highlight and click bold, and you have it bolding. You can see it. The same thing for your title. You can press Ctrl A and bold or italicize or underline. All of that will still work, as you can see. Now, no, back. Now, one thing is very important that you can as well do, which has to do with customization of this particular form. And if you click now, come to your right, you can see there is where you have customized theme. If you click on that customized theme, beside that which look like an eye to your left, you click on customized theme, it will bring up some dialog box. So there you can see the various text styles, and so you can change the text font type or font if you decide to use Times New Roman. Fine. Nobody says you must use Roboto. You can see the moment I click Times New Roman, something changed. I think I would love this to be capital A. So something changed. That's for the title or the header. So if I want the questions to also be in Times New Roman, I can change it. I can change the font size. Then you can see there is something there that is called header. I can also introduce an image to my header. Take, for instance, I choose an image. I want to choose an image to represent my header. You can choose from various options, default options here from the themes. Or you can decide to say you want to upload it yourself. So for me, I will upload myself. And when I upload, I will click an image. I will just click an image. Okay, let me click this image. And it will show it. It can't take all the image. Definitely, it will show you. It will ask for where you want. It will select a specific part of that image that you can use as the header. If you are very good what do we call it now? Graphic design, you can design an image yourself. So of course, I can do this and just select done. Just drag it to where you want it to be and select done. And you see the transformation that is going to happen to that Google form. So you can see it now has an image as the header, right? So, and that's why sometimes when you see some forms, you see some image appearing there. All right, let me move a bit faster. So the next thing is, of course, to now start setting out your questions. What do we want? We want to create attendance. This one means your first question. Question one, or the first question ever. If my first question is, of course, the name of the individual, let's call it full name. Full name. Right? So you can have full name, or if you want, you can say surname. And of course, if you look to your right, you see it's asking you the different options you have. This response from the responder, should it be a short answer or a long paragraph or multiple choice? Surname should just be a short answer. So you click on short answer. So that means just few words or few lines to be written. There are other options you can explore there. You don't need to include any image or surname, so fine. But of course, you can do what we call required. If you want everybody that will be filling this form they will not be able to, when you click on required, they won't be able to submit until they fill this part of the form. So you can click required, right? Then, if you want to add another image, another question, you can click on this, two options. You click on this plus sign. Immediately I open my mouse on it, you can see it saying question, add question. So you click on add question, then it's asking you what's the question. You can type the question again. Let's say first name. First name. So perhaps, of course, that should also be short answer. Let's imagine I only need your first name and your surname. I don't need your other name. I also make that required. That means the person must fill that part before being able to submit. I had another question. What other information do I need? Let's say sex. I want to know if you are a male or female. So in this case, for sex, I can only use either multiple options or check boxes. So I will tell you the difference between the two. Your multiple option is just like you have, what's it called? You have A, B, C. I can only pick one out of the correct options. So if I say multiple options, then I have male. Of course, I'm saying you can only pick from this option. So it's already suggesting, do I want to say add female or add only, prefer not to say or others. So if I say add all, it will add all other options to that. So you can see. And you will be able to pick one of the 4 options you have there. If you don't want to put others, just come and click this remove, and that one will be removed. And you have those 3 options left. I also want the person to be able to fill that part. Now, let's say I want to add another question. What other question? Department. Let's say I want to add department. For that, I can say also short answer, also required, right? So that's the way you'll be adding each of the questions. Let's say department, perhaps. Short answer, fine, also required. I want to add one that will not be required. So I had another question. Which one would you like? Okay, let's say state of origin. I don't need it, but I just want to know state of origin. So in this case, origin. In this case, also a short answer is not required. That means either you like or you don't like. You can fill it or you don't fill it. Nobody bothers. You'll still be able to submit your form. Now, let's now say this is a part of this form that is on bio data. Let's say there is another, you can sectionalize. What that sectionalize means is that you have the first section, the second section, depending on the number of sections you want to have. It means the responder, that is the person filling the form, will not be able to move to the next section until they have filled the first section. And they will not even see the next section until they have filled the first section. So where do you do that? You can see under your right hand here, you can see add questions, import questions. That's if you have the question somewhere, you click that to import. Add title and description. You want to add title to your question. Add image. You want to add image. For example, you have an image that is part of the question. Add video if you want. Then add section. If I click on that, what I've simply done is that I've sectionalized that form such that I have the first section, which is asking about the information about the responder. Then the next section, I can as well give it a title if I want. Let's say I want to say this section is only for record purpose. I just, oh no, that should be a description. Let me call this one educational history, for example. So, and I say this is only for record purpose as my description. And the same way, I can now start adding questions to this section. Let's say level. Let's just ask for department, if possible. Have I asked department before? Yes, I have. I think I can remove that from here. Let me remove department from this place. So how do you do that? Just come and delete question. And also delete it. So let me ask for faculty here. And as well, department. So short answer. Let me make it required. Then department. And also make it required. So let's have it as just 2. Then let me ask the last question, which I will just say any other information that you want to let us know, and that I can leave it as paragraph, right? Like, for example, for the form we did the other time that gave us the submission for your document, if you want to do something like that, you also come add question, and you say upload your profile image. So what do you do there? Where you were defining the type of question you are asking, if you click on the arrow down, you will see upload file. So there you can click on upload file. What will it do? It's telling you, let responder upload files to Drive. You say continue. And it will load, and you can say upload file. Then you can tell what type of file you want uploaded. So you can specify. You know, some people, you'll be asking them to upload image. They'll be uploading documents, or they'll be uploading videos. You don't want that, so you can click on that and not say you want only image. And what's the size? How many files? Just one file from each of them. You know, some people, they will upload like 10. So you have to specify. The maximum size, make sure it's 1 megabyte. If it's just image, then of course you can have that. You don't have to make it required, but if it's required for the form you are doing, then fine, you have made it required. What have you done successfully? You have created your file, your data, and this is only known to you yet. So what do we need to do next is you can 11:57. Mr. Ezekiel.
Yes, sir.
And we have some few minutes more, or we stop now.
Let's ask the participant, please. Hi, participants. Do you think we should continue like for 5 minutes, or we should end it here? What do you think? Please reply on the chat. Thank you very much. Abasa Kende is saying we should stop here. And let me check WhatsApp. Yes, Mary Padiyemi said 20 minutes. 20 minutes more, sir. We are enjoying your class. Let's continue, sir. 10 minutes only. Let's continue tomorrow, sir. Let's look for more than, okay. Deborah says 2 hours already. Let's continue next class, sir. Let's end it here, sir. We'll continue tomorrow. Mary says she's joking, no. End it here, sir. No next class. Of course, our class continues tomorrow. Let me just give Dr. Ajiboye like 5 or 10 minutes more. Thank you very much. Dr. Ajiboye, let's continue for 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm cutting the time now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, I think that will also help us so that where was I? Google Form. Yeah. So now the next thing, when you are done preparing your form, it's important that you know that if you can see, what we have been working on is on the questions. Yes. And this is only known to you for now. If you want to see how the question will look like, perhaps if somebody will have to look at it or see, you can click on preview, and it will show you how it's going to look like if somebody is to fill the form. So you can see it's loading. So this is how your form is going to look like to the person, the responder. Still loading. Don't know why it's taking that long, but of course you can see. Now you can see that it has been sectionalized such that you have only the first section appearing, and it's showing us next. It's showing us next. So, and until you fill the first section, you cannot move to next. That's what it's showing, it's telling you. So yeah, it's loaded already. So now, after you have done that, let me return back. After you've done that, the next thing is your responses. But of course, nothing will show on your responses until you publish your form. Because if nobody has filled the form, definitely no response at all. So the next thing you do is to come, you can see a blue stuff here where you have published. So you click on publish, and it says you should manage this particular form. How do you want it? If you click on manage, is it that you want some set of people only to be able to have access to the form and to fill it? And you have to input their emails. But of course, that's not what you wanted. What we wanted is such that anyone with the link will be able to fill the form. So what do? You click on publish. And you can see it brought out a link for you, which, sorry, it brought out a link so you can copy the link. When you click on copy the link, it showed, but it's a very, very long link. So you can tell it to shorten the URL. So to make it very simple, very small for you to be able to access. I can then copy and save and send them, of course, to all your responders. So you can send them to everyone. So I'll be posting it now. I'll be posting this on the group chat. So I believe Mr. Ezekiel will also post it so that we can use it further to continue tomorrow by the time we have some of those data filled. So of course, after you have published, if anybody is filling it right now, if anybody is filling it right now, what is going to happen is that you are going to have the responses. Okay, let me do a filling first myself. Let me do a filling so that just a prototype, so that I will just fill in some few things. So mail, so you can see, because I click on multiple choices the other time, that's why it's showing me those options. Origin, so you can see that. Then of course, until I fill that, that's when next will come. So I click on next, it takes me to the next. Then this section is for record purpose, science, department. You can see that. So fill all of that, any other information. Good work, good one. Upload an image. Let's say I'm not interested in uploading one, but perhaps I upload one. Let me see if I can get anyone to upload. And let me upload from my drive. I think I should have images from my drive. Okay. Okay, let's take this. And I click insert. So then you can see I can then. So after I've been able to do that, then I can click on submit. Now the reason why I'm not being able to submit is because, of course, I came here through. Okay, let me see if I can do a copy here and paste it somewhere else. I did it to save my responses. Oh, okay. So if anyone has filled already, then we'll be able to manage the responses. We still have no response yet. Let me do a refresh. Then you can then link to a sheet. I mean to a Google sheet. Link to a Google sheet. And from there, okay, from there we will continue tomorrow. I think it's safe we continue from here tomorrow. So either we use this, depending on the discretion of our facilitator, or we come back to use the one you have filled already from the submitted assignment. So By that, we have come to the end of today's class. What about our own response, sir? Oh, you mean you have responded already, or do you mean the response from our... I'm trying to understand that question.
Let me take that one up, sir.
Okay, yes. I'm trying to... A question was coming up that what about our own response? So we'll be stopping there. Any question before we start? I mean, continue from there. Any question? Don't thank me yet. Ask questions. Ask questions. I appreciate it, but ask questions. We are stopping now. No, only no question. All right. Okay, well, then you can think. All right. I hand over the floor to you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Adeboye. Please, everyone, can you give him a good emoji, your best emoji as always? Dr. Adeboye has been with us, for the past 2 hours, teaching us, how to design a presentation on Google Slide and creating a survey using Google Form. Thank you very much, Dr. Adeboye. I believe there is nowhere you will find yourself, even now or in the future, that you will not create a survey. I'm telling you. As you can see now that even we are using Google Form to collect your assignment. We could have said reply via email, but it will be somehow difficult to collate all the responses. That is why we are using Google Form. And as you can see that even after you submitted via Google Form, we notice some errors. And we have to ask you again, to resubmit your information. For example, Dr. Chibuye, please, you can stop sharing. Let me share my screen so that we can have it recorded live, that I told everyone to resubmit their assignment. Please, you can stop sharing, Dr. Chibuye. Or I can take it up from you. Let me see. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Give me an emoji to know that you can see my screen. All right, I believe you can see my screen now. Okay, so based on the last form that we designed, to collect your assignment. All right, now you can see that it has a new banner now, and you submit accordingly. If you look at the responses that Dr. Ajiboye was talking about, you will notice that you have 0 responses now, meaning that everything you submitted so far, I've deleted it, right? So you need to resubmit now, all right? I am going to open this form so that you can all start submitting. And the deadline is 3 p.m. If you don't meet that deadline, that means that you will score 0 in this assignment. Okay, so that is just it. So you can start submitting your assignment. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow by the grace of God. Enjoy your holiday. Bye.